So this is a section where I theorycraft a build from scratch, and the one that I'm choosing today is Karma Jungle. Karma is a champion that's typically support, mid or top, AP heavy to shield the AD carry, has quite a bit of slows, so in a jungle playstyle I imagine her to be something similar to Ivern. Now the most common Ivern runes are Resolve with Guardian, Font of Life, either Bone Plating or Second Wind depending, and finally Revitalise, which on Karma would add something to her strength as well. Secondary, normally for Iverns the Inspiration Tree, but I imagine Karma would be best suited for sorcery, going more for this Nimbus Cloak and either Celerity, Water Walking or Gathering Storm. The reason for these is it depends entirely on the enemy comp. Celerity is very good because Karma's biggest thing is movement with her E, as well as her ult with Nimbus Cloak providing even more movement. Transcendence is also an option if you are feeling you need CDR or will cap CDR, which you will on Karma. Absolute Focus is one to choose, but I don't think it's that highly rated at the moment. Water Walking is great for the movement aspect in River to get to lanes quicker, and Gathering Storm because you scale better. There is also the option of the Inspiration Tree, going for this Cosmic Insight for the CDR, and then a choice of Boots, Stopwatch, Biscuits, or Futures Market. This is if you choose the Guardian line. The Guardian line is best if you are perhaps have an AD carry that's one AD carry to protect, such as a Draven, a Vayne, something that snowballs the lane and is your main target. But this also means that if you are caught out alone, which can happen really commonly with Karma, you don't really have that much options other than getting out. You can't really fight with this rune page, which is why I would probably go for these two. If you are caught out, you can run away. For the runes, both ability power runes and the armor rune. There is the option to go the CDR, but with this build your items will cap CDR anyway. There is also the option, if you want to have more of a 1v1 build, of going Sorcery and Resolve. Sorcery going Summon Airy or Phase Rush, Nimbus Cloak, Celerity or Transcendence as spoken about earlier, and Water Walking or Gathering Storm. Resolve being secondary, Font of Life, Shield Bash, Revitalise. There is also the option of one of these if you feel behind. And as before, these runes as before. I played with this one before except with Phase Rush instead, but I feel like Airy's the way to go in most solo queue games. I'm going to start experimenting with this Guardian build as I prefer a more tanky playstyle, and I feel that this would highlight this strength that I personally prefer. This moves me on to her items. These are the items I personally feel work best on Karma. Starting with Talisman, for obvious reasons. Refillable Potion, because she actually has decent sustain, and the Warding Trinket. Her core item, no matter what build you're going, is Runic Echoes. AP damage, massive clear, mixed with Empower Q, Raptor's Camp is one-hittable, regardless of the rest of the items. Boots as normal, changing your trinket to red trinket. Then comes a different style depending on who you are. If you are a utility based player, then you have the Redemption, which I personally would think of first. Athene's, Ardent Censer, Shirelia's, and Mikhail's. This is if you feel like you need some utility items in your playstyle. Then, under the tank, we have Spirit Visage, Randuin's, Iceborne, Abyssal Mask, and Righteous Glory. This is mainly if you are building a tank utility karma. Spirit Visage in particular is really useful at this sort of style, increasing your healing for your empowered W, as well as Iceborne, keeping the enemy in your W. This is more if you are going CC in the tank style, compared to protecting people. You are the engage and protector, but you sacrifice some utility for these items. This is more of a damage roll if you are an AP carry. Morello's, for obvious reasons. Twin Shadows for a slowdown to catch up. Ravadons for obvious reasons. Voidstaff. Leandries if you are against tanks. Boots differs depending on what of these roles you are fulfilling. And consumables as before. I believe that Karma Jungle will be similar to Ivern, but obviously Ivern has very good clear. This will be my next focus in off meta in practice. So I've played this before, so I know what it is like, but I'm always up for a new challenge, and that's where we're at. Thank you.